What is good, YouTube and all you Dolphins fans? And today, Tua Tagovailoa, he made the rounds at Radio Row for the Super Bowl in Miami, and what was said just only builds the legend of the Tua to Miami narrative that has been going around for the last 2 years or so. The Tank for Tua legend. Tua straight out said that he'd be more than happy if the Dolphins were to select him in the upcoming draft in Las Vegas. He also said that he'll be physically able to play in the 2020 season if a team wants to use him as a rookie. Tua did make it clear that he has no preference for which team he plays for, but said that there were several things that would appeal to him about playing in Miami. That is great for you guys out there that are huge fans of Tua. I mean, I love the guy, but as I said in the previous video, I'm just waiting to see how his hip checks out, because it all comes down to that. Tua said that he got to play here in the Dolphins Stadium about 2 years ago. Aside from that, the weather is just so similar to Hawaii and what I'm used to. It's pretty much warm year round. It's tropical and it's a nice city. That is just great to hear. Tua also said it would be neat to learn from Dan Marino, a Dolphins executive who attends many of the quarterback meetings during the season. Tua said that, yeah, it would be awesome regardless if they still have Ryan Fitzpatrick. It's always good to learn from people who have done it before you. Dan Marino, he would tell you that the game has evolved since he played, but being able to learn from his side and learning from a guy like Fitzpatrick would be awesome to kind of get a sense of how to prepare for games and how they go about preparing for defenses. Tua heard that Marino, during a USA Today interview, said this week that Tua is a heck of a player and he's a much better college player than Marino ever was. Tua said to that I don't even deserve that kind of praise. I haven't done anything in the NFL, and to hear something from someone like him, it really means a lot. So, he sure isn't Baker Mayfield that, just came into the league, a cocky, overconfident fool that thought he knew it all. Tua said he was flattered by the Tank for Tua narrative that was pushed by some media members and some Dolphins fans this past season. Tua said that it's flattering, it's really flattering. You grew up as a little kid, seeing the support and love NFL fans are showing you when you're in college. It gets to a point where it's surreal because you're not in the NFL yet, but you feel so close to it. It's very flattering. I'm privileged that they think so highly of me. Man, what a humble dude. Tagovailoa said he has never met Dolphins owner Stephen Ross or general manager Chris Greer or coach Brian Flores, and doesn't know when he'll meet with the Dolphins, though that's definitely going to happen before the draft. 100%. Dolphins hold Tua in high regard. I mean, there's been reports, for a number of years now by how they covered Tua. According to multiple sources, they have interest in drafting him if his medicals check out, like I said. Tua said he's not concerned that two former Alabama players, defensive back Minkah Fitzpatrick and running back Kenyon Drake, asked for trades this past season. They probably all had their own needs, Tua said, and things they needed to get figured out within the organization, and probably didn't. Tua also said that they had to make business decisions as well. They did what was best for them, and I support them with whatever decision they made. But I would say in my case it's different because I play one position, quarterback. They can't move me in all these other positions because it's what I do. He's obviously referring to Minkah, who was disgruntled with the Dolphins, using him all over the defense in the preseason and to start the season. Tua made his comments to the Miami Herald after appearing with ESPN personality Dan Le Batard in a fireside chat with DirecTV, held as a perk for NFL Sunday ticket subscribers. Asked on stage by Le Batard if he could give a message to Dolphins fans, hoping the Dolphins would select him, Tua said that I can't promise anything because I don't know if I'm going to get picked by the Dolphins. People love to trade up. They can trade up to 2 or 3. The Dolphins could trade down for all we know. If I have the opportunity, I would be honoured and privileged to play for the Dolphins. Like Lamar Jackson said, you guys are going to get a Super Bowl out of me. His family also loves it in South Florida, and that is a huge plus. That is a huge, something that's definitely going to sway Tua to the Dolphins. And Tua has visited South Florida 3 times already. According to Fox Sports, Andy Slater, when a station employee told Tagovailoa's father, Galu, that he hopes the Dolphins draft Tua, Galu responded, "So do we." So that is definitely something that's circling around the Tagovailoa family. If the dad loves Miami and the family loves Miami, then I'm sure Tua does too. Tua, who underwent surgery to repair his dislocated hip and posterior fracture on November 18th, is approaching an important series of tests as the 3-month mark of his rehab will be around shortly. If everything is good, doctors will let us loose a little bit more. Tua said on the Rich Eisen show. Tua, who strode around the Miami Beach Convention Center with a noticeable limp, said he feels really good and is on pace to make a full recovery. He said that he'll be participating in the combine, but my main goal is to not win the 40, not to win the bench, but win my medical, which is obvious. He's definitely not gonna be participating in any of the drills at the combine. I'm going to go over there to look to win my medical and then go in and interview with the teams. That's pretty much what I'm going to do. And then hopefully there's a pro day down the line in either late March or early April. I think that's definitely going to be in early April to give him as much time possible, to get ready physically and, to get his pro day script down pat. Tua also said that he'll be ready to play in 2020, like I said before. But if I had the chance to sit behind a veteran quarterback and learn from him, he'd be more than willing to do that. He told Fox Sports' First Things First that he doesn't know how high he'll be drafted because it's just too hard to project, especially with the injury. No one can really tell if it's going to heal correctly or if it isn't. Tua also said that every team obviously has health concerns, whether it's my ankle or my hip. Tua also addressed other topics with Dan Le Batard. He said the discipline growing up was very strict. He never went to a party until he was in college. Oh, God. Imagine that. College was the first time that he attended a party that wasn't under the supervision of his parents. So he grew up in a somewhat typical Samoan household. The strong father, a strong mother, just strong parents that want him to stay on the correct path. He also said, growing up, the guys I really looked up to were Russell Wilson and Drew Brees. It's not what they do on the field, but who they are off the field. He also said of his hip injury, I can say I have questions like that, like why me? Why? But my biggest thing is what's next. What can we do to get this thing as better as soon as possible? He said it's very rare for him not to be positive and upbeat. We were rich in love growing up in his family. The football player I am, my parents, couldn't care less as long as I remain the person I am today. He also said of Alabama coach Nick Saban, he's definitely a unique individual. A lot of people see someone who was very strict, hard on the players, hard on the guys, but behind closed doors, he's a very personable guy. He really cares about his players and coaching staff. He likes to joke. So, similar to Bill Belichick, when it's game day or preparing, they're just all business and, sound like good guys behind closed doors. He didn't want us to leave Alabama to turn pro or stay. His thing was he wanted what was best for Tua in relation to Nick Saban. Tua's agent, Lee Steinberg, clearly thinks highly of Dolphins owner Stephen Ross. Steinberg is honouring Ross with a humanitarian award at Steinberg's annual Super Bowl party on Saturday. So obviously that is another link to the Dolphins, and just only strengthens Tua's connection to the Dolphins. So that's it for this video. Just wanted to give you guys all the information, all the perspective on what Tua said today, and all things that is pointing to Tua being drafted by the Dolphins. The family obviously absolutely loves Miami and loves the Dolphins. His dad said that he hopes that he gets drafted by the Dolphins. So I mean, that is just a huge plus for the Dolphins. I really want to get excited about this. What was said today by Tua and his dad Galu, but I'm just waiting to see how this hip heals. If everything's great, if he gets a full clean bill of health, and doctors say that he's 100%, and there's a low percentage chance that his hip will pop out again. It's all systems go on Tua for me, but it's just hard to get excited about this stuff at the moment with his hip status up in the air. But yeah, just wanted to do this video for you guys. I know a lot of you guys are huge on Tua. I mean, some of you for some reason are fans of Josh Rosen for whatever reason, but yeah, I know that a majority of the Dolphins fan base really wants Tua in Miami, and this only helps the case to get Tua down here in Miami. The family loves Miami, and obviously they probably love the Dolphins organization as well. So that's it for this one. Be sure to leave your feedback in the comments section. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, if you enjoyed the video. And as always, fins up, baby. The tank for Tua narrative is stronger than ever. Alrighty, guys.